So HPA Airsoft is ever more popular nowadays, and I have been using it on this side of the world in Portugal for since 2013. And back then people were very much against it. They were saying it's a step back because you need the air tank, you look like a fireman or a diver. After playing all this time, actually I have to say that Airsoft, HPA for Airsoft may not be for everyone, especially here. Here the FPS limit is 375, in other words 1.3 joules, measured with 0 to gram BBs. And in this situation, the most popular HPA system like the Polar fusion engine, you don't really get the most out of the engine. Because at that power level, an AG can do perfectly fine. I have right here the DSG. It does 1.1 joules, and it does 40 rounds per minute. It's totally a safe build, not what they call stress build, that is shooting above 50 rounds a second. The trigger pull is instant, the burst is very nice, and it sounds good. In that case, and building this gun costs more or less the same around a fusion engine without counting with the air tank. Now where the HPA really shines is that in the AG builds, you have that cylinder volume, and the air that's inside that cylinder is all you get. No matter how strong your spring is, that's your limitation right there. While a Polar doesn't really have the same problem. A Polar you are unlimited with the quantity of air. So where it shines is if you have a very long barrel, like what I had there, and you can fire very heavy BBs. While for AG, if you go extra long, you will run out of air. And for heavier BBs, the shorter the barrel will be. Which brings me to this rifle here that I did indeed. This is a VSR that is modified quite heavily. I had this rifle first. When I bought it, I got it in a installed HPA kit. Then for a while I thought, you know what, I will try spring, and I made a spring system for it. And at first, I was shocked by the performance because they perform very similar. I had the HPA system tuned for 350 FPS with 0.4 gram BBs, and my switch to spring. With a spring that is totally decent, I used a M170 but cut a couple coils off. The gun was quiet, and the FPS is totally comparable to HPA, while the bolt pull is not bad at all, it's pretty smooth. I only had installed the HPA system again because the short bolt pull. Now that's an advantage, and also because I kind of wanted to keep this look of the rifle, but if I use a BB that is heavier than 0.4, which I'm planning to use 0.43 or 0.45, this barrel would be a little bit too long. While with HPA, I have no problem. Actually, for this particular HPA problem, which is similar to the Minecraft, the heavier the BB, the longer the barrel, the more you will get out of your system. Because a spring system will produce the pressured air much faster than the Minecraft system can. The Minecraft has a valve, while the piston is essentially valveless. For HPA, the advantage is you have a lot of air. The disadvantage is how efficient it is producing at liberating that potential energy. So if you have, as I was saying, if you have a light BB, you don't need that much of FPS, and your barrel isn't extraordinarily long. A spring system can travel 100% with HPA system, Somebody say that HPA is more consistent and accurate, make more accurate gun. That's false, totally false. HPA is just a power source, no more, no less. And you have the my DSG has a variation of 2 FPS. Majority of HPA systems, well, I guess it makes the same or worse, because that all depends on your whole pop. Your whole pop, the barrel, the VB, the feeding, all that. Another advantage of HPA is when you combine it with your gas blowback rifles. People know that HPA is more stable, doesn't have a cooldown effect, but for me, the most important one, personally, is clean. I don't have to worry about lube or anything. I use this Glock. I had this magazine that was leaking, so I glued it with epoxy and HPA'd it. HPA tapped it. It worked for 2 years straight without any problems. I used green gas with it for a week and it started leaking because 2 problems. First, the cooldown effect. The epoxy would not contract as much as the metal. It developed crack. Then the silicone oil inside the gas started penetrating it. And the worst part is try to fix it. So I thought, okay, epoxy is solid, I will try softer glues, and the silicone oil still penetrates into it. And this gun still has this mag still has leaky problems. Another part is the barrel gets dirty super fast. If I play one game with a pistol, I have to clean it, and it's just full of dirt. You guys, not dirt, full of oil. You guys, the whole pop rubber, the inner barrel is all dirty. While with HPA, there's none of these problems. The other one would be when you indeed convert your gas blowback rifle with the HPA kit. I can use AEG barrels, AEG magazines. I can fire on full auto, no problems, have a very stable kick. It sounds great. But this is a preference of the gas guns. You got a mechanical trigger that is very responsive. You got the slimmer body. Okay, this is not a bad example, but if you keep this one here, so the gas rifles, this one here have the slimmer body, the real size. You got the same action as your gas blowback rifle or as the real ones, but the advantage that I can use the AEG magazines, which saves money on that. It also holds more rounds. Not like I'm using head caps, but mid cap really is very helpful. Plus it keeps the gun clean, keeps the gun consistent. And that for me is the disadvantage of carrying a tank outweighs all the disadvantage of having the gun in the gas configuration. So to cap it off is, I don't know which field you're playing, but assuming you are not an asshole, you will want a playable weapon with a respectable FPS. Performance-wise, there are very little situations that HPA shines. It's really where you want, in case of sniper rifle, you can shoot further. Yes, you can. And it could be more accurate because you really have no volume issues. And I have experienced that volume issue is indeed a problem. I had a 300mm barrel installed on my DSG, and when I switched back to a 210mm barrel, my accuracy actually increased quite a bit, and my FPS did not even drop. So that is one plus for the sniper rifle. If you run a DMR, it could be a Plastar fusion engine could be a better choice because it's easier to maintain than a good gearbox that's running in the same conditions. But if you are a main assault rifle guy, I really don't see the the advantage of it. You will want to run, jump, and everything, and the AG can do perfectly inside that FPS range. You won't gonna just go full auto at 60 rounds a second at someone. You most time at here indoors we only allow semi, and outdoors we allow full auto, but still most people just keep on that semi setting. And I can say I love that DSG. The DSG has is our hot tight bore. It shoots 40 rounds a second, but the semi is I use mostly on semi because the trigger response, the range is around 55-60 meters. Even though the BB goes there pretty slow, but it's there. And I see if I'm playing indoors or outdoor, but with a more active style, that's definitely what I'm gonna pick, because I can run light. I just carry half a dozen magazines, and I can throw my weapon and jump a wall or something. The Polar Star that I have, I barely use it. I use it like twice because it just not worth it for what my country allows. And the rest of the gas blowback rifle is only when I want to feel that kick, that feeling, that also that attention that you got from using one of these. That's it. Yeah, HPA is not everything. Don't feel bad if you are thinking about getting one, but it's a little bit out of your price range. Really, your AEG can just fine tune your AEG. It's gonna perform just as good as a Polar Star or a Wolverine or whatever. Because if it on the just for play, it's definitely enough.